Hi, Christine here with Madison.
Hi.
Today we're going to talk about Alcohol Awareness Month, which is the month of April, and we're going to talk about sober activities. We're going to talk about trying out a sober weekend for those people that do drink as part of activities that we do to bring awareness to Alcohol Awareness Week. All right. So an important part of Alcohol Awareness Month is choosing an alcohol-free weekend during the month of April. So what that means is the intent is for you to stop drinking on a Friday, don't have any drinks on Friday all the way till Monday, and then gauge the effect of the alcohol-free days. For example, if your body has become used to the continual presence of alcohol in your system, suddenly stopping can cause physical effects, which we would call withdrawal symptoms, such as headaches, nausea, sweating, and having trouble sleeping. So those are some of the physical effects or withdrawal symptoms that can be experienced. So if it is difficult to manage for the 72 hours without drinking, your struggle could signal a dependence on alcohol, and that should be then talked to with your healthcare provider. So if you do have trouble with your 3-day weekend alcohol-free test, we urge you to contact your doctor, because this will be a way that you can learn about alcoholism and its early symptoms. So also for fun, just to go a whole weekend without alcohol is another idea that we do. And some of us, like myself, I don't drink alcohol and haven't since 1992. So it's been many 24 hours. And I do everything sober. So we're going to talk about like all the things we can do, right, Madison? Things we can do sober. I'm going to let Madison start and tell us some of the fun stuff she does. We're going to talk about sober activities. So what you got, Madison?
Yes, especially now since it's getting warmer out, there's definitely a lot of outdoor activities that we can do, especially because we're in a pandemic. So it's a good idea that we have some outdoor activities. And my first outdoor activity is to go on a bike ride or walk with friends. So family members, friends, go on a bike ride or a walk around the block, just like in a park, wherever you want to do it. That's a good idea.
Yeah. And speaking of parks, I take my granddaughter and my grandsons. And when I do see the ones that live out of state, park is like the place to go with kids, right? So if you have children in your life, whether they're your nieces or nephews, your cousins, your own children, your grandchildren, your neighbors, whatever, going to the park to play just on the playground equipment is a lot of fun. I enjoy just going there and watching, although I have to say I do try a slide now and then, but it's harder on the back today to do because we have all these bumps on the curvy slides that go down. It was a lot of fun, but I did do that. So the park is always a great place. You can also rollerblade, roller skate at the park. You can just sit and enjoy the squirrels, because there's tons of squirrels at the city parks. So those are some things that you can do at the park that I think are a lot of fun. You can also play catch, bring your mitts, bring your Frisbee, bring a football. I see a lot of kids bringing the football. You can meet people up there. I wear my mask sometimes, even if there's a lot of people. So, even in a pandemic, that's something that we can do and get out and enjoy. So, yeah.
Another fun thing to do, especially after an outdoor activity such as like going to the park or riding a bike or on a walk or whatever, is to go get ice cream. So you can go to the park, then afterwards you can go get some ice cream or go on a walk or walk up to the ice cream place, get some ice cream. So that's a really fun activity to do there alone or with some other people.
Yes, always get ice cream. That's my thing. I love ice cream.
Love
so that's just like my favorite. So speaking of ice cream, one of my favorite places in the world is the Greenfield Village in Dearborn, Michigan. And I happen to work there as a side job because of this place. This is why. They have a custard stand there, and they have the absolute best ice cream in the whole world. So besides that, you walk back in time, it's a great place to go. So I would also suggest any other kind of museums, like in the city. There's lots of, even Westland has a little museum. It's only open a couple days, and Dearborn has a little Dearborn Historical Museum. Detroit has a historical museum. All through Michigan here, each town has little they might not be open all the time, but they have little museums and stuff, those are fun to go to. I enjoy that kind of stuff. I like to see all the old stuff and look around, and it just feels like you're, step back in time. But if there's ice cream there, that makes it even better. Like the Greenfield Village, just custard stand. So that's my favorite place in the whole world, for real. So
Another place to go to, if you go to going to museums as well and that kind of stuff, is going to the zoo. It's
mhm.
really fun to just walk around the zoo. Again, there's like ice cream, there's food there. You bring your own food, walk around,
Mhm.
see all the different animals, and just enjoy the outdoors.
Yes. And what is your favorite place at the zoo? The Detroit Zoo is a great place, but there's also a lot of little zoos like the Potter Park Zoo in Lansing. There's quite a few zoos here, Michigan and Ohio. I've been to some of their zoos too, like Toledo Zoo. Awesome. But what's your favorite animal?
Um, I love the polar bears, but it always seemed every time I would go, like even when it was starting to get colder out, the polar bear thing was always closed.
Yeah,
And
they like it cold for sure.
yeah, yeah, so it was always cold. But once you get to see them, then it's a really good one.
Yeah, I like the polar bears.
I
And
also like the
I do
butterfly
the
house.
penguins are cool too.
Mhm.
Yeah. There's so many cool. I just like being at the zoos. There's a lot of very cool zoos. The Washington D.C. Zoo. I went when I was younger, and saw the panda bears and stuff. So there's like every town, everywhere we have some kind of animal. They even have the exhibits. They have that where you drive and you don't even get out of your car.
Yep,
African Lion Safari, I think it's called. I believe it's in
in
Ohio.
Ohio. Yeah.
Yeah,
Your
those are fun too. The
um,
animals come right over. They come right over to your car. The giraffe has a blue tongue, and
yeah.
it came over to the car and it tried to put its nose in the window. So people must be feeding them, is what I'm assuming.
Yeah.
So yeah, not that we fed them. But yeah, that was a few years back. But yeah, that's a great place too. So those are awesome places. What about batting cages? Go to the batting cages, and usually there's like putt golf and go-karts. We did that this past weekend. And we went on the go-karts. I drove my granddaughter, and she's 5, and she thinks she's going to drive next time, but I don't see that happening. But yeah, it was a lot of fun. It was so much fun, and my grandson drove his own. But when I get together with the grandkids out of state and stuff too, we go to these kind of places because they're just a lot of fun, and everybody gets to play games and things. Like you go to the ones with the arcades, and just a lot of fun. So those are fun things you can do. And yes, they may or may not sell alcohol at some of these places, but we don't have to have alcohol. We can have something else to drink, like diet cola, or Fago cola. That's a Michigan thing too. So there's all sorts of other things. Coffee, tea, water. What about plain old water? So we can drink other things while we're there. But yeah, those are great places to go.
Yeah, next I have is kind of a with like activity, like outside activities, exercising, is also going to the lake. So especially where we're in Michigan. There's many different lakes around here, like kind of everywhere you go, and you can like canoe on them, kayak, or even just go fishing on them, or just go to the lake and just spend the day and hang out.
Yep, put your toes in the sand,
Mhm.
collect rocks. That's a famous thing here. Looking for the Petoskey rock, which is the state rock. That's a fun thing. I like rocks, so that would be like looking for rocks at the, skipping rocks, at the lake. Fishing and all that stuff is a lot of fun. And swimming, of course, when the weather is warm enough. So there's all those. What about you? We're talking about going outside. What about the apple orchards? And they start doing like you pick farms. Like we went last year, right in the height of the pandemic, to Slow Farm. It's in the Ann Arbor, Chelsea area. I'm trying to think exactly where it was. I didn't drive, but it's super nice. We picked like all kinds of different vegetables. They also have fruits, like they do berries and stuff. But it's an actual farm where you go pick, and then you pay for your food that you're going to take. But you can also volunteer to be a picker and go pick, and because they sell little baskets too, at the farmers markets, which I think you were going to talk about something about that. So I'll lead you into that. Go ahead.
Yeah, the next one is farmers markets or fairs, especially now because it's getting warmer out. There's gonna be a lot this summer. And so just walking around, like even if you want to buy something, you can buy things. You don't have to expect, definitely just walk around, look at what people have, look what people are selling, buy some food. That's a really fun activity to do.
Yep, you can picnic like we were talking. You can just bring your own food. You can stop at a fast food restaurant if you want, go through the drive-through. You can bring your own picnic basket, picnic lunch, and at any of these things, and sit down at the picnic tables and just watch nature. What about bird watching? Or like I said, when you're at the city park, there's tons of squirrels. There's always running around when you're at the city park. So that's a fun thing to do. And also there is your own garden, right? You can like plant, like if you don't know anything about gardens, which I don't know as much about them as I would like to, that would be a nice hobby. This year I'm going to try to grow some herbs. I have already got seeds for cilantro and basil, and I'm going to try that. And I got lavender, which is my absolute favorite thing. I got a bunch of lavender seeds, and I got this really cool pot that I'm gonna that came with lavender in it. When I was at Kroger, I picked that up. So those are little fun things that I like. And how about you? Gardening is something that you possibly can do?
I tried to garden last year. I tried to grow tomatoes. Didn't turn out so well, but I learned I definitely learned some things on what I need to change to, make my tomatoes grow and survive. So I'm gonna definitely apply what I learned to this year and hopefully become successful because I really, really would like to become successful in gardening.
Yeah, it's something we don't know enough about, right? So we can look it up. That's the other thing. We got the internet. We can look up how to do this or that on any YouTube video or any other thing to teach us things that we need to know about gardening or whatever hobby we're going to take up. So,
Yeah, my last one. I know we talked a lot about outdoor activities, but this is something you could do if you don't want to go outside, if it's a rainy day, if it's cold outside, whatever, is to go to the movies. So I know with the pandemic, a lot of the movie theaters are allowing you to rent out movie theaters with a group of people. So you can split it with people if you want to, and then just go see a movie. Or you can even do this at home too. I know there's different streaming services who are allowing different houses to kind of stream the same show at the same time and kind of talk about it as well. So that's definitely something you could do too.
yes, and along with the movies, and being home and streaming and things. What about online classes? Like myself, I started doing Zumba online. We used to go to Zumba class, and then our instructor offered online, and then she started doing live onlines, right? And then she started recording them, so I can do Zumba when I want. And my daughter will come on, and we'll do it together, but she's at her house, and we'll play the video at the same time, just like you're saying. And so we'll get our exercise done that way. And I just like to dance. So there's always that, or there's just dance videos you can try. There's all sorts of activities online, even art classes that you can do. And there's just so much. This pandemic brought about a lot of really cool things too, like Zumba online versus, you always had to go to the class. And sometimes you're coming home from work, you get stuck in traffic, you get there late. By the time you get your shoes on, you miss 10 minutes of the class, and now I can just put on the video and watch it when I want to. And if I like a video, I can watch it more than once. Mm-hmm. So, and do the Zumba with her that way. So those are all really great ideas. So what are some of your ideas? You can tell us in the comments below of things to do with sober. But just know this, that like if you decide to try the sober weekend or, whatever, sober, 72 hours, and you do need help because you didn't realize that you become dependent. It's very, very easy to become physically dependent on alcohol. I know alcohol is very prevalent in our culture. Alcohol has been around for 6,000 years. Like that's like how, so it's right in there ingrained, but not everyone really drinks all the time as a lot of us think, or maybe we only know people that drink alcohol, but there's a lot of people out there that do not drink alcohol, and I do everything sober, right? But sometimes it's hard to think of things. I know one thing that I'm going to share, it's called replacement. So if you are trying the 72-hour, project and seeing if you can go 72 hours without alcohol, and it's called replacement, pick a different beverage that you only drink, like at social events or for that weekend or whatever, like the whole weekend, drink your favorite cola or, flavored water or coffee cream in your coffee or your favorite tea or whatever it is, and just make that your beverage. And you'll find that that's very helpful. It is a relapse prevention tool. It's called replacement, but it is for relapse prevention, and it will work for anybody that's trying the 72-hour, I'm calling it a project. I don't know what you would call it, but experiment. I don't know. I'm not sure. However, if you do, don't really I don't know, get fearful that or something, if you do start to have withdrawal symptoms, just know that those are the early stages of alcoholism, and it's something to seriously talk to your healthcare provider. Go to an Alcoholics Anonymous meeting and someone there can help you. There is help, and I will put those resources in our bio underneath in the box, so that you can find help if you do need it. And for those of us that are already sober, share some of those fun things that you do. For those of you that are, just share your fun activities so that people can have ideas, whatever it is, I'm hoping that it's welcoming to everybody. And know, though, young people know too about being under the drinking age. You were going to say something, Madison, about that, about if you're under 21, we don't have to go to these parties and things, right? And drink. There's other alternatives.
Just that there's other things you can do if you're under 21, or even if you are 21, you don't have to start drinking alcohol right away. There are some other things you can do and ways to have fun. So we really just encourage you to take this little challenge, 72-hour challenge.
There it is, challenge.
Because you might not even realize you're dependent on alcohol, but even if you aren't dependent on alcohol, you can also realize that there are still some fun things you can do while being sober.
Yes. Thank you. Well put. I love it. All right. So thank you so much for listening. Do not forget to like our video, share our video, and also follow me, The Prevention Gram, on Instagram. So it's at The Prevention Gram. So thank you.
Bye.
Bye.